That means that Egypt is a country that is good at distinguishing in choosing its foreign policy and diplomatic messages. If you allow me, Your Excellency, we will return to the Levant region and the visit to Lebanon, your visit to Lebanon before the situation ignites, before the suffering. Lebanon now is suffering, and the Lebanon suffering is not only in the military operation and the raging war that the Lebanese people are exposed to, but also in the internal situation in Lebanon, which increases the crisis of this country. Some voices inside Lebanon have begun to say, where are the Arab incubator for Lebanon? And if there is talk about the day after the war in Gaza, there is also talk about the day after the war in Lebanon.
Of course, our hearts bleed from the aggression and the victims of the brotherly Lebanese people. We have always warned of the existence of an Israeli desire to expand the scope of the conflict and inflame it. Therefore, we were very keen to reach a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip to avoid expanding the conflict. With regard to Lebanon, Egypt's position is pioneering and at the forefront in regard to what is happening in Lebanon. It has been at the forefront of the countries that stand in solidarity with the Lebanese people since the beginning. And
so you issued a joint statement by the foreign ministers of Egypt and Lebanon on the margins of the General Collective meeting.
We also participated in the Security Council session. The Egyptian Foreign Ministry issued a declaration and a statement. He was the minister among 2 or 3 other ministers from the region insisting to talk in the Security Council session. We are moving in a systematic way. We have intense activities. We move with all the Lebanese powers. We move with the leadership and the government of Lebanon. We move with Mr. Nabih. We also move with the leadership of the Lebanese army, Mr. Joseph Aoun. We also move with the sisterly Arab countries. We are in almost daily contact with the brothers, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with our brothers, the Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Qatar, my brother, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Jordan, Sheikh Abdullah, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Emirates. So we have a unified Arab position towards what is happening in Lebanon. And I can say that there are specific elements, of course, that reflect the Egyptian position, which is what we are trying to do, of course. And I do not believe that there is no hinder to have a consensus move and situation. We emphasize the importance of immediate ceasefire in Lebanon, also to enable and empower the state and its institutions, most importantly the Lebanese National Army, empowering it to deploy in the region from the south of Litani River.
This is implementation of Resolution 1701.
Yes, 1701 states that there is no weapons other than the Lebanese army's weapons to be deployed south of Litani River up to borders with Israel. This is a clear Egyptian position. We also have another element. It is an element related to the presidential vacancy. As you mentioned, Your Excellency, the serious existential challenges facing Lebanon certainly require that there be a president of the Lebanese state who is elected so that he can work to confront these challenges. Regarding the presidential vacancy, this is an issue that we are pleased to make it purely Lebanese issue. We agree on there is a need for Lebanese people to agree on a candidate, and we support them. Whatever the Lebanese agree on, we support them. I conveyed this position clearly to the French side, American minister conveyed it to Iranian minister today in a clear manner, does not allow for any interpretation. We also agreed on in it with our Arab brothers. It is not possible to single out a specific candidate for the Lebanese people. It is not possible. This will be a recipe for a new civil war inside Lebanon.
As if Egypt is repeating the sin of raising your hands off
Yes, the
Lebanon.
late President Anwar said that. Therefore, we must enable the Lebanese people to choose their own president without any individual or external dictation. No country, whatever it may be, can have the right to veto what Lebanese people choose. Whatever the Lebanese agree on, we must certainly support. This is a very important issue. We are keen on it. Also, the issue of internal displacement, we are keen on it.
From the south.
We have 1.5 million Lebanese have been displaced from their villages to the south to different areas. Egypt, out of its responsibility, responded to the call of Prime Minister Najib Mikati. Yesterday, it was the second plane in the airlift. We have other planes that will definitely make flights to Beirut airport, loaded with huge amounts of sheltering materials because they are in dire need of shelter materials such as tents, blankets, pillows, etc. Also, medical supplies, food supplies. There is also a shortage in some food supplies. Egypt never lags behind its brothers, despite the difficult economic conditions in the region, which we are not responsible for, which came about due to external reasons.
Egypt was affected by these repercussions. It is enough that what the Egyptian leadership mentioned about the Suez Canal revenues.
$6 billion loss every month. $600 million are wasted on the Egyptian treasury due to the decrease in the revenues of the Suez Canal, and this is unjustified escalation in the Red Sea region.
Your Excellency, if you allow me to ask this question. Your Excellency is a seasoned diplomat, and I have realized that you have had assumed many positions with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and in our diplomatic environment. You have witnessed many situations and scenes, many backstage scenes, and we have almost passed the 100th day of your assumption of the Egyptian Foreign Ministry. Have you encountered during this period that some international parties, what they say behind closed doors is at odds with what they say in the world and in the public?
I'd like to say into this regard, definitely President of the Republic always talks about the moral dimension of the Egyptian foreign policy. This is a very important issue.
And honorable foreign policy in a time when policy
So
is
what we
scarce.
always say at home, we say in the public.
What we say behind the closed doors, said in the public.
There may be some disagreements or differences in visions with some countries, but everyone respects and appreciates us and always seeks to strengthen the relationship with us. And if there are problems, they only trust the Egyptian role because it is an honorable role and a clear role. The Egyptian president always talks about the fact that Egypt cannot conspire against anyone, and its policy is indeed characterized by an ethical framework and honor, and therefore everyone trusts us.
تتسم بالإطار الأخلاقي وبالشرف وبالتالي الكل يثق فينا.
And I can give you dozens of examples of many countries that only trust the Egyptian role and only trust us because we are honorable, respected, and great country that cannot conspire against anyone. What we say behind closed doors is said in the public.